All right, JoJo, you got some new followers on your Instagram, Facebook, just new followers in general. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you got cooking, what your plans are, and what you're all about?
All right, man. So yeah, the goal is just, man, we're looking at Isani County, we're looking at East Central Minnesota, and we're trying to provide a service that other photographers aren't doing. We're trying to make it smoother for people, trying to make it more pleasurable, more fun. We don't want your experience we don't want people's experience to suck, dude. That's it. Like, we just don't want it to suck. We want them to feel comfortable. We want them to enjoy the time, man. So all the way from the moment they book to when they leave the photo shoot, the whole thing to be as smooth as possible, man. That's the goal, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and talking about photo shoots and whatnot, what's your favorite shoot?
I really dig weddings, dude. Weddings are my shit, man, because it's that's my energy. It's the whole day, man. It's high energy. I'm a very talkative person, so I talk to people a lot. But yeah, like telling grandma, like not many photographers can comfortably tell grandma that she looks good in her dress. Like, yo, grandma, you are killing it in that shit. Photographers can't do that, man, and make it comfortable. And telling grandpa, like, grandpa, you are a pimp, man. You pulled that, man. Like, that's your woman, man.
Right.
So being able to do that the whole day, being able to converse with people, compliment, notice people that have dope shoes on, let them know, like, man, your shoes look fly. So it's more than just shooting. It's also just the energy and the conversations that happen throughout the whole day. Yeah, man. Okay. So weddings are my jam, bro.
So with weddings, what's the favorite part of the wedding? What's the favorite part of, whether it's shooting the bride, whether it's shooting, them getting ready, the ceremony? What's your favorite part of that?
The couple shoot is always fun, when you get the bride and groom together. But also the first look, man. When you get that first look, when there's a couple ways of doing it. Sometimes the bride, we post the groom up against a tree line or something, and the bride sneaks up behind, taps on the shoulder, he turns around and sees her for the first time. Or when they're walking down the aisle. Whenever they see each other for the first time in her dress and he's all fly with his hair cut and beard trimmed and just looking fly, it's something special there. There's that too, but then also there's when the dad is walking down the aisle with his daughter, man, that hits me, bro, because of my daughters, man. I think about my daughters and remember them being babies to a point where they're walking down the aisle. It sucks, dude. I get pretty teary eyed probably every time I've done that, man. Yeah.
So 2 questions on the fly for you about the wedding stuff. 1, have you ever seen anybody faint on the altar or during the ceremony? And 2, what's the most awkward first look you've ever seen? Or have you seen an awkward first look?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've never seen anybody faint, dude. I've seen, one thing I always tell the grooms, like when the bride is walking down the aisle, make sure you're looking at the camera. Look at the camera, put a smile on your face. If you cry, that's bonus points. We might go viral, but at least put a smile on your face. I did a wedding, man, where the groom was just talking to his best man the whole time, dude. Talking to the best man the whole time. Didn't even look at his bride when she was walking down the aisle, man. I was waving I trailed behind the bride to get his reaction, and he's just chatting. I'm like, you mother, like, look at me, man. He wasn't looking at me. But no, it'd be sweet if I see somebody faint, dude. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Man, what was the second question again?
Well, you had anybody fainting, and then what's the most awkward?
Oh, yeah. A trend that a lot of brides do now is when, for the first look, they have like the best man dress up in the dress. Or I did one wedding where the best man dressed up in like this deflatable or inflatable cow costume. It was so weird. It was pretty weird. He turned around and the groom was like, what the fuck? What's going on, man? And like, it wasn't even like, it was funny. Everybody laughed. It was a good time. Yeah. But it was more like, what is happening here? But you can hear him creeping up. Like, so the goal is put him against a tree line, sneak up, tap on his shoulder, he turns around. But he had his back towards the bride, and you could hear the suit. He's like, what's happening? So it didn't work, man, the way we were hoping.
All right, so favorite shoots, weddings, least favorite shoots.
Man, least favorite shoots, man, are easily realtor headshots for women that that are like 40, 50, 60 years old, man. They're too picky. You get rid of wrinkles, it's too much. You got rid of too much. You take away wrinkles, or you keep wrinkles and they say, man, you need to get rid of more. There's this level of insecurity with realtor women, man, in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, man. And even if it's like, this is what you look like. This is what you look like. You're a realtor, and I don't want to catfish people.
Right.
I don't want people to get it. I'm not going to make you look like crap, but I'm going to make you look like you. And I'll soften up wrinkles. I'll get rid of some wrinkles. But if I get rid of wrinkles, don't say I take away too many. If I don't get rid of wrinkles, don't say I need to get rid of some. Literally, I would say 100% of my realtor headshot shoots for women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, 100%. Have something to say about the photos, man.
So basically, you just got to tell them on a disclaimer on your website that you're not a Botox surgeon, you're a Botox person, you're a photographer. Right?
Exactly, dude. I'm like, this is who you are. But at the end of the day, I think I'm done. I'm done with them, man. I can't. It's too stressful, man. Not worth it.
Right on. All right, some Spitfire stuff. Winter camping or summer camping?
Oh man, I haven't done winter camping yet, but that's like right now what I need to do. I need to do winter camping. But so the only experience I have is summer camping, so I'm gonna say summer camping.
Okay. Dog or cat?
Oh man, I got both, but I love my dog Teddy, man. It's my best friend, dude.
Okay. All right. Looking at the stars or checking out a waterfall?
The stars, man. Let me get out there, man. Let me feel good, be in a good mind state and just relaxing, no stress, and just zone out in the darkness, man. And just checking out the stars for sure. I don't know much about, constellations and stuff, man. I just just zoning out. And every once in a while I see UFOs and shit.
How many tattoos you got?
1, 2, 3. I have 3 that were done professionally. A 4th one done when I was like 15 years old, man. That me and my buddy, he's just like, hey, I got some Indian ink. Let's figure out tattoos. And we scratched them into each other. So I scratched my mom's name into my arm when I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
So you want to get rid of any of them?
Yeah, so I got this cross. Man, and I love Jesus like crazy, man. It says Jah Warrior. Jah is short for Jehovah, which people that know it means God. So God's warrior. And when I got this, I was super excited about like my new faith, and I'm still excited about my faith, man. But obviously, cross is played out, bro. But I don't think I get rid of it. But it's not something I'm like, yeah, check out my tattoo like I did when I first got it. Okay. So yeah.
Volleyball or women's diving?
Volleyball and women's diving. I'm a big volleyball fan, dude. I grew up several years, probably like I think 9 years of my life, man. I lived in California, Southern California. Beach volleyball was really popular, man. Karch Karai was a volleyball player that I really actually followed. So, volleyball, man. I'm a big volleyball guy, dude, for sure. Women's diving, man. Like I didn't learn how to dive until I was probably like 30. So I don't care about diving, man. Diving sucks, bro. I belly flop.
Okay. And what's your vibe? Like I see you always rocking a beanie, lots of sweatshirts with a lot of different, designs, graphics on them. What's your vibe, or do you have one, or what's your style?
Man, I think so. So my whole life, hip hop has been my whole life, man. Like I've been a huge hip hop fan. I met my wife when I was 25. She started showing me new music genres that she was into and that she's into currently. And, being married for almost 18 years, a lot of that is a lot of influence on music. So like most people, music shapes who you are. It tells a lot about who you are. So hip hop my whole life, hip hop and R&B, old soul music which is like, Motown and stuff like that. But then my wife started introducing me to depressing music like Depeche Mode and the Smiths and the Cure. And so that I've really been taking that on. And I think I'm a good mix of like hip hop is my life. But man, I really do enjoy being depressed at nighttime, man, while I'm sipping on something and listening to Depeche Mode. So.
Okay. Kanye West. Let's talk about him real quick.
Man, Kanye, yeah.
So,
Kanye.
Psychotic or a good businessman?
Good businessman for sure. I think he's crazy. I think there's an element of genius to him, which makes him crazy, innovative, controversial, super. He's been out of pocket, come out of, said some things out of line a few times, man, that I don't know what he was thinking. He said some crazy things about George Floyd and him wearing the white lives or all lives matter shirts, or white lives matter, I think is what he wore. Something. He does some things that are really like, man, what are you thinking, bro? But musically, there hasn't been a person that's changed hip hop more than him in all of hip hop history. And what he did with the fashion industry, he changed the fashion industry, man, pushed boundaries, which is crazy because the fashion industry is all about pushing boundaries. And so to find a niche within a couple years to change what fashion looks like, man, he did that, man. And people thought he was like, man, these are ugly, and whatever. I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but he changed it, man. He pushed the boundaries, man. And for any kind of artist, whether it be music or whether it be photography, whether it be painting, whether it be drawing, you need to admire the artists that push boundaries. And that's Ye, man.
Okay. Favorite pair of Jordans?
Nah, I never rocked Jordans. My parents were too poor, man, and we always get. I think in the 80s it was pro wings, pro wings from Walmart, and somebody gifted me with some Jordans. I think they were like, I don't know what they were called, but I think they were Russell Westbrook Jordans. He gifted me some Jordans a few years back, but I never valued shoes, bro. So they got trashed in a matter of months, dude.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, a couple spitball questions, real quick. Baseball or basketball?
Oh, dude, I'm a huge sports fanatic, man. Growing up in the 90s in Illinois, obviously Chicago Bulls fan, obviously the Michael Jordan era influenced me more than the Cubs era did because the Cubs sucked in the 90s. So I'm going to say basketball right now. When the Cubs won the World Series, it's probably one of the top 5 greatest moments in my life. But that Jordan era influenced me, bro. Like every teenage boy in Illinois, man.
For sure.
And pretty much across the freaking world, man. So, yeah, good question.
Most desired place you want to travel to in 2023?
Oh, man. To be honest, I really want to just go somewhere in Minnesota. I want to experience the Boundary Waters in the wintertime. I heard it's a different world up there, and during the winter, it's a lot more dangerous as far as how long you can stay out there. But yeah, Boundary Waters would be cool, man, for 2023. I'm going to, right now I'm on track to go to Puerto Rico for a wedding in March, which is pretty sweet. But man, I think I want winter Boundary Waters. I want to experience that true Minnesota cold, man. Like, let's represent the North, man.
Are you a freeze baby or you not mind the cold?
Nah, I love the cold, man. My wife, it sucks. That's like the biggest thing with my wife and I. Like, man, it's 70 degrees in the house and she has like blankets on her. In the summertime, it's hot in the house and she has blankets while she's sleeping, and I have fans on me. She yells at me for having fans on me, and I'm sleeping like butt naked almost, man, and no blankets on me, and sweating. And she's like, "But put a blanket on. How can you do that?" I'm like, "Girl, you got a sweatshirt on in the summer, you got socks on, and you got a blanket. You look ridiculous in the summertime doing this, man. Give me the cold, man. I want the cold, man. I need the cold. Give me in a hotel room, I'm dropping it down to 55 easily."
Right on. And to end it off, favorite whiskey, and what is it about whiskey that you like?
Yo, man, I got this stuff called the Knot I've been drinking lately, man. 100 proof. Whenever I find a whiskey that I want, it has to be 100 proof, man. I just want that little extra kick. I'm not a fan of anything too sweet. I'm not a fan of any kind of whiskey or any kind of dark liquor. I don't drink clear liquor, so any kind of dark liquor I'm cool with. But with whiskeys specifically, it needs to have that burn to it, obviously, with no fruity taste. So don't give me apple whiskey. Don't give me honey whiskey. Just give me straight up whiskey. But the knot that I have, it's 100 proof, and it naturally has this little sweet, hint to it, man. I probably bought that like 2 or 3 times. It's not too expensive either. It's like $30-$40 or something like that, man. So still cheap enough whiskey to have fun with. So
Right on.
yeah,
right
man.
on. So to end it, obviously that was the last question, but to kind of end it, what do you expect from yourself, and what do you want your new followers to kind of know about you moving forward?
Oh man, 2023. The goal is influence, man. Like, how can we change the game? We have a lot of practices at the studio. To change the game, that I think other photographers, if they learn the stuff that we were doing, it would elevate their game. But so the goal is, how can we influence what photographers are doing to get them to the next level? Not being greedy with the knowledge that we have, man. Just kind of sharing that knowledge, and I'm confident enough in what my team is doing that we're always going to stay ahead, man. We're always going to stay ahead of other photography studios in Minnesota. But at the end of the day, it's like, if I could bless somebody with what I've learned to see them get to the next level, it's worth it, man. It's worth it. For my family and I, just continue loving Jesus, continue loving people, continue fucking up, man. But learning that doesn't define me, man. So love Jesus, love people, love my business, love my community. And yeah, that's it, bro. Hey, thanks for the questions, bro. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.